How's it going, gamers? It's Elijah, back again with another programming video. Let's just jump into it. If you're interested, hey, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Let's go.
Okay, what I have to show to you today is a project called BeatBox. So if we launch it here, you can see it's a music application of sorts. You can make different beats like this. Can add all sorts of different stuff. Up the BPM. Add all sorts of different stuff. What you can also do is copy the code that represents what you've made. So I just cleared it, but if I paste this code back in, you can see it'll come right back. And if we open this here, I've got some pre-made codes to show you. So if we paste this code in and we listen to this, it's a pretty standard beat right there. Here's another little something I made. And then, you can really just go nuts with it and make whatever. And that's BeatBox. There's 16 different instruments, 16 notes. Just do whatever. This project had some significant challenge to it. I am not very experienced with MIDI in general, so I had to learn all about how to use that, especially because it's kind of weird for percussion stuff. So the Java documentation was very helpful for that. Had to kind of, synthesize a few different things, perhaps, go beyond the scope of the class. And then creating these codes was slightly difficult, and then decoding them back into this. But I'm very glad I did, because it allows you to easily share and save your things with friends, so then anyone with the program that I package into an application can just paste it in here and make your same beat. If I were to be asked what kind of planning or research went into this, well, I would show you this. The planning of the project was basically this. It's pretty short because it's not a very complicated project. I'll show you how it works in a sec. But I had to do a good amount of research with the Oracle Java docs. These are just helping me with Java effects because it's annoying. And I got a lot of help from this Wikipedia page on MIDI, because that tells you all about the different instruments and how the percussion channel works in MIDI. Now let's take a look at the actual code of the project. If we open that up here, the project consists of 4 classes. This main BeatBox class, this one is just runs the Java effects code. So it starts the stage and it makes the window, basic stuff. There's the music player class. This one handles all the MIDI stuff. So it creates a sequence from the notes or 2D array, and it creates a sequence, defines all the instruments, and it uses this make event helper class. The cell class is a modified button. This is just because I didn't like using checkboxes because they're kind of annoying to style. So I just slightly modified a button so I could make it look how I wanted and behave exactly like I wanted. Here we have the BeatBox controller class. This is where most of the code happens. This class takes in all of the elements from the fxml file, and it has this array called notes. That's a 2D array, 16 by 16. It has the whole array of buttons, and it tells you whether they're clicked or not. and it has a function called setup grid, which creates all of the cells or the buttons, and then it has a setup buttons function, which just tells you what happens when you hit things like the start button, the stop button, clear button, copy button. Then it has two methods for the share codes. One of these is to update the code when the notes array changes, and this creates a new hexadecimal code based on the big long binary array. And then this one called update notes, which kind of does it in reverse. It changes the notes array based on the share code. And then this little method here called scroll playhead, which moves the highlight and the little arrow as the song plays. It's styled using mostly FXML and a lot of trial and error. This was definitely a real challenge, but I think the end result looks pretty nice. Kind of went for a dark theme vibe. There's a lot of revision that happened within this project, a lot of refactoring, especially in this controller class here. I tried the share codes from a few different approaches before I settled on this one, and I definitely did a lot of tweaking to the user interface, try and make it both more visually appealing but also easier to use without much explanation. I think these still require somewhat of an explanation, but this is kind of an optional feature. I think besides that, the rest of the interface is pretty simple to understand and get the hang of without anyone needing to tell you how it works, so I'm happy with how it turned out.
Haha, I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I enjoyed making it. If you thought this video was great, make sure to fork me on GitHub, and while you're down there, how about you hit the subscribe button? Feel free to friend me on LinkedIn, send me a DM, business inquiries only, don't at me.